Hello guys and welcome to another interesting episode of Madrid My DNA, the home of everything Madridistas as we discuss you through Real Madrid's latest and important update. Kickstarting with today's agenda, we will be discussing you through rival watch with Real Madrid handed a major boost as Bayern Munich duo are a doubt for the UEFA Champions League clash first leg. We are going to be discussing you through that on this episode as we progress, and shortly after that we will quickly turn our attention to the next agenda with a report stating that Carlo Ancelotti'S staff have advised Guler to leave the club at the end of the season on loan in search of confidence and playtime before a potential return to the Merengues to fight for his spot. We're also going to be bringing you updates on that in this episode as we progress, so please stay tuned right up to the end. Do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel, turn on notification bells so you do not miss on our daily Real Madrid update. Real Madrid defended their status as the kings of the Champions League earlier this week, downing Pep Guardiola's mighty Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium after a nervy encounter. The win in the quarterfinals see Los Blancos move to the final four stage of the event, where they lock horns with the Bavarian giants Bayern Munich. Thomas Tuchel's side eliminated Arsenal to book a slot in the semi-finals and will prove to be the next big hurdle for Carlo Ancelotti's men. The first leg will be played at the Allianz Arena in Germany on the 30th of April, with the second leg scheduled for a week later in Madrid at the fortress himself, the Santiago Bernabeu. Less than 2 weeks remains before the first leg of the Champions League semi-final kicks off, and Publication Sport revealed that Tuchel risks missing the presence of two key stars through injury for the game. Speaking to the media ahead of Bayern Munich's clash against Union Berlin, the German manager confirmed the status of both injured stars, Leroy Sané and Serge Gnabry, and provided an update on their availability. For Serge Gnabry, it will be a time trial race before the match against Real Madrid. With Leroy Sané, it will be a race against pain, and will probably not take Leroy to Berlin. It is very unlikely. We will sit down with the physios and the players this afternoon and see who is really painless, he added on the dope's immediate status. Sané, meanwhile, has a better chance of making it back in time, but his participation will depend on his sensations and pain at the time. Bayern Munich have not had the best of domestic campaign this year, with Bayern Leverkusen breaking the run of 11 consecutive league titles last week by winning the Bundesliga title after beating Werder Bremen 5-0. Now no longer in contention for the Bundesliga title, Bayern Munich only have the Champions League to focus on. If anything, that only complicates the case for Real Madrid, who still have to fight for two fronts. Bayern is up next, and they have beaten a strong Arsenal team. They are dangerous because they only have the Champions League left to fight for, Toni Kroos said in a recent interview, hinting at the same. Two absentees from Bayern Munich's camp will thus go a long way in helping Real Madrid secure a positive result away from home and set up for a grand second leg at home. They are, after all, the favorite as it stands in the competitions. So having discussed and concluded with that, we are going to quickly turn our attention to the next agenda of the day, as Carlo Ancelotti's staff advises Real Madrid youngster to go out on loan next season in search of playtime and physical improvement. Real Madrid youngster Guler has not enjoyed the best of debut campaigns at the club upon arriving from Fenerbahce last summer. There was a lot of excitement surrounding the 19-year-old sensation when he arrived, but 3 back-to-back injuries meant he did not play in the entirety of the first half of the season. Since returning from his injury layoff, Güler has found it hard to get game time under Carlo Ancelotti, featuring just 7 times and for a total of 98 minutes. As such, murmurs of a possible loan departure are starting to do the rounds ahead of the summer transfer window. Now, as per the daily briefing, Carlo Ancelotti's staff have advised Guler to leave Real Madrid and go out on loan for next season to continue his development. An official decision has not been made yet, but all signs indicate that the Turkish sensation could be shipped out of the club on a temporal basis. There is no shortage of interest in Guler either, as there are a plethora of clubs willing to take the teenage prodigy on loan for next season. Real Betis and Sevilla are some of the clubs in La Liga looking at Güler, while from outside there are teams like AC Milan and Bayern Leverkusen showing an interest. Ideally, Real Madrid would prefer Güler to join a club playing in the UEFA Champions League so that the youngster get exposure at the highest level. It remains to be seen how the situation evolves, but for now, everything seems to suggest that Güler will be headed out of the club for a loan in the coming summer. Arda Güler, however, has not failed to impress when given minutes this season. His lack of playtime has not come due to his form, but it has come due to the high competitive squad Real Madrid has got, with the likes of Jude Bellingham, Federico Valverde, Tchouaméni, Camavinga all starting in midfield ahead of him. Güler, who was also tipped to be a winger, occupies the same position as Rodrigo goes, and Ancelotti always prefers the Brazilian ahead of the Turkish phenom. With the addition of some stars like Endrick Felipe and maybe Kylian Mbappe next season to the squad, there is bound to be only more and more competition for the youngster. So it is rather wise for him to search for game time and confidence elsewhere while preparing for a big return at the Bernabeu. So having discussed and concluded with that, we have come to the end of this interesting episode. Thanks for following us right up to the end. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Turn on your notification bells so you do not miss on our daily Real Madrid update. See you next time, and a very big Hala Madrid to us all.